Hello friends, Namaste. Today I am going to solve the problems related to the projection of solids with the help of a computer system. Here I am going to use a software called as Solid Edge version 18. With the help of this, we are going to solve this first problem. So this is a projection of solids. So here they are telling that is a square prism of 30 sides of base, and the data has been given over here. The first thing we supposed to know is this is a square prism and it is resting on one of its edges of the base. So this is the data one that is required for us to write the step number 1. So now I will go to the software Solid Edge version 18. So this is the drawing tool. We are going to use the Solid Edge version 18. Okay, so now first I am going to draw the xy line. What must be the thickness of xy line? It must be thickness of 0.13. okay, so just I am going to draw the xy line. So this must be a horizontal line. After drawing this, as we know, so it is resting on one of its edge, so we need to write the square in such a that one of its edge must come to the right side, so that must be a thickness of 0.5. so this is the starting. So here it is going to show you the click for the center point of the line. So it is the starting point, first point of the line. So this is the first point of the line. So what is the length? So length is 30 so you can enter over here, it is 30. Okay, and it is up a 90 degree, minus 90 degree, have to enter the angle. Next once again 30 plus, and angle is 0 degree, enter. Next once again 30 length and the angle is 90. Okay, and afterwards you can join to the end point like this. So this is how we are going to draw the square. So next thing we have to draw we have to do the texting. So for the, see the top face is visible, so A represents the I will just zoom this so that you can able to see freely, easily. So take a text command, and this is our thickness of A in bracket A1, that represents the bottom face, bottom corner. B represents the top, and in bracket B1, and here C in bracket C1, and here D in bracket D1. Okay, so this is how we have to locate the namings. A1, B1, C1, D1 represent the top corners, whereas A, B, C, D represent the top corners, whereas A1, B1, C1, D1 represents the bottom corner. So the bottom corners are invisible, so therefore it is placed inside the parenthesis. Next also we have to locate the center, so thickness must be 0.13. I'm going to draw the diagonals from A1 to and to C, in the same way from B to D. So where both are going to intersect, so that is the O1. Okay, I'm going to take the text command. So here I'm going to represent it as O, that is the top corner, so top center, and the O1 is the bottom face center, so that is invisible. Okay, so afterwards I need to draw the projection upwards so that I can write the front view of this object. So I'm going to take a line command of thickness must be 0.13. so now you just zoom this area, okay, so that I can draw it easily. So first I'm going to locate the center, okay, and until it touches the xy line. So now I'm going to change the line type. So this is a type that represents the axis from this center. See where it shows the end point symbol, there only I have to click. So next, what is the length of the axis? So you can see the length of the axis is 65 so I am going to enter how much? 65, enter. It must be an angle of how much? 90 degree, enter, and right click, so that will be the end of the line. So once again I'm going to take the line command and I'm going to select it to the continuous line. See, I'm going to now draw the projection of thickness 0.13 from the end point D1 to here and from C1 to here. Okay, so here, so this I'm going to take the test command. So what does it represents? So this represents a1 dash in bracket d1 dash. Okay, that must be in also bracket. So this represents what? In bracket o1 dash. Okay, so here it represents b1 dash, that is visible, whereas c1 dash is invisible. Okay, so now take the line command. Thickness must be 0.5. From here a1, see, so this alignment indicator must be on so that we can easily draw the drawings. See, it is showing in dotted lines. I'm going to, that is the ending point, and from here, okay, and also I'm going to end from here to here and here. Okay, so now let's me like once again we'll do the naming. So what is this? So this one is a dash in bracket, that is d dash here in bracket o dash here b dash in bracket c dash. Okay, so this is what the front view, and we have to draw the dimensions also. So for that I am going to take the smart dimension. Take the smart dimension. So what is this lens? It is 30. See, it is showing in green color. So my students, please remember, this should not show in the green color. So once again I am going to delete this one. So go to the tools, check whether this relationship handle is on or not. Okay, now afterwards take a smart dimension, once again check it. Okay, so it has been on. So now let us see whether it's going to come in the same way or not. Smart dimension. Okay, just press escape. Smart dimension. Oh, once again it's showing in a this color. So what does it mean? See, here you can see the lock command is there, right? So this must be in on condition. Therefore go to the tools, maintain relationship, you just press it on. Once again delete this, go to the tools. So see whether it is on or not. It is on. Take a smart dimension, this, see, now it is coming in a 30. So that means, so you should be aware that this maintain relationship and relationship handles must be on condition. In the same way I am going to put the smart dimension to this one. Okay, it is also 65. So this is the top view and this is the front view. So what is the next data which is being given? Inclination with respect to the HP. So which one is inclined? Axis is inclined to HP at an angle of how much? 45 degree. So next step is I am going to use the move and rotate command. So first I am going to use which command? Move command. Select this entire object including the namings. Okay, see, you can see click for the point to move from. So I need another duplicate copy, so therefore this must be in on condition. Click for the point to move from. See, always you need to hold it from the end point. So I am going to hold it from b1 dash, click, and I am going to place it over here. Okay, so that is the move command. Okay, so now I am going to use the rotate command. See, here it is showing click on the element to modify. So this is the element I am supposed to modify. Click for the center of rotation. See, I am going to select the b1 dash center of rotation. Click the point to rotate from. So I am going to hold it from b dash. Therefore I am going to click on the b dash. Whether I need a parent copy has to be rotated or duplicate copy. See, I need the parent copy itself has to be rotated. So therefore this must be in off condition. Okay, so how much is the angle they are given? Please check. So it is inclined at an angle of 45 degree to HP. So rotation angle is 45 degree, and also the position angle is also 45 degree. Enter. After that you are going to use a command called extend to next command. I think we are going to get it from here, extend to next. So this axis line has to be extended until it touches the xy line. Okay, so right click on this. See, this is coming, so we need to have this maintain relation. No, sorry, relationship handles must be off, but maintain relations must be in on condition. Okay. Right, after this we have to take the smart dimension, sorry, angle between command, and do the angle. What is the angle between these two? You just show it, represent it over here. So how much is this? It is 45 degree. Okay, got this one. Next, come to the fit command. You zoom this particular area. Now I am going to draw the vertical projection and horizontal projections, and for that you should remember that always the alignment indicator must be on condition. Now I am going to take the line command. So what must be thickness? 0.13, and it must be a continuous line. So what is this end point? It is a A1, and I am going to draw a projection. See, this is what? A1, and I am going to join it over here. And same thing, this is a D1. Okay, this also represents the vertical projection of D1. Now I am going to draw a vertical projection of B1 and C1. See, this is a B1, and finally this one is a C1. Okay, so now let me text it so that there will be no confusion for you guys. Let me cancel this one. So this one is A1. So this is in big letter. So now it is A1. So this one is B1 and C1, and this one is D1. Okay. In the same way, I am going to draw the vertical projection from A. There is a top face. See, this is a right, and the same thing, this one is D1, D, and this one is which one? B, and finally this one is C1. Okay, now once again I am going to take the text command. So this one is A, B, C, and this one is D. Okay, so got this one. So next thing, we need to identify the center from this point to this one. See, so if the alignment indicator is on, we can easily identify at the lesser time. Okay, okay, see, this one is a, I'm going to text it. So this one is O1 and this one is O. Okay, so what is the next thing? So the here it is the most important thing is, so just I'm going to zoom this particular area. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you how to draw the visible and invisible edges. So first we need to identify the resting edge or a corner. So here it is resting on the edge B1 and C1. So therefore this resting edge or corner must be in parenthesis. Why? Because this is not visible. Okay, I am going to represent this in a parenthesis. C1 is also not visible, invisible, and also this B1 is also invisible. So therefore I am going to represent it in the parenthesis. For the next step is the lines which are going from these two corners will be invisible. Now I am going to take a line command. So thickness must be 0.5 and it must be a invisible line. Invisible line represented as dotted lines, right? Dashed lines, discontinuous lines. So therefore, see, thickness, okay, selected 0.5. see this one, B1 to C1, it is invisible, and also B1 to B is invisible, C1 to C is invisible. In spite of that, we are not going to do it. So for more, you can just go to the theoretical part what I have already explained you. My here intention or objective is to tell you how to use the different tools over here. Okay, so next, the outermost must be dark, or the top face must be dark, because the top face is nearer to the observer. It must be a continuous line. So this is the top face. When it shows the end point symbol only, then only have to click. Okay, so next one is outermost must be dark. See, this is outermost must be dark. Okay, so this is the what top view, right? So top view. So this satisfies the second condition, that is inclination with respect to the HP. So the next thing, next thing is, what is the inclination with respect to the VP, right? See here they are telling that one of its edges of the base is inclined to VP at an angle of how much? 30 degree. The base, the resting base, it is inclined at an angle of 30 degree. See here it is resting on of the edge, that is a B1 and C1. So now we need to check whether it is a beta angle or not. So what is the resting edge dimension? It is, see here it is 30. And after drawing the top view, what is the edge of B1 and C1? Is there is any changes? There is no changes. Hence, this doesn't comes under a beta angle problem. It's a normal problem. So what I am going to do is, I am going to draw a line of thickness 0.13 and it's a continuous line. I am going to draw first I am going to draw a parallel line like this, so that this top view should not go above the XY line. Okay, so let me draw a little bit downwards. Okay, still more. Okay, so here I am going to draw a line which is inclined an angle of how much? 30 degree. So just take the angle command, angle between command. So take the measurement, what is the angle? So now it is showing 40, entered as 30. After this, before going to use the move command, okay, so you just zoom this area, you select the object including the naming, so therefore it will be very easy for us to go for the further steps. So now I am going to select the move command. Okay, let me zoom more. Okay, so here I am going to select either C1 or B1. I am going to select C1 because this has to be placed on this line, on 30 degree line. I need a parent copy, I need another duplicate copy, hence this should be in on condition. Now I am going to click on this. Now just I am going to press the right click. Even after pressing the right click, so this itself is selected. So now I am going to use the command called as rotate command. Click for the center of rotation. Which is the center of rotation? C1 is the center of rotation. Okay, next click the point to rotate from. I need to rotate the B1, so this is the point. Okay, so this must be in off condition because the parent copy itself has to be rotated. So when you rotate it, when this line becomes 30 degree line, you please observe it is getting right. You just click on that and it will be rotated. Have you got this one? So what is the next step? So zoom this required region. Okay, so now I need to draw the projections. So take a line, thickness must be 0.13 and it must be a continuous line. So starting from the bottom face, what is this one? So this one is a D1, right? So this one is A1, B, and this one is C1. Okay, C1. Where is the C1? So this is a C1, right? C1, and this one is B1. Okay, and also draw the D1. See, so this is a D1 and this one is A1. Okay, got this one. In the same way, locate the A. Okay, so this one is A and where is B? See, the alignment indicator is on, so you can easily represent all the different corners. So this one is C and this one is D. Okay, so now we have to do the namings. Take a text command, you zoom this particular area, okay, take the text command. See, this is a B1 dash, right, and this one is C1 dash and this one is D1 dash and this one is A1 dash. In the same way, I need to locate the top corners. So this one is D dash and this one is C dash, B dash, and finally this one is A dash. Okay, got this one. Okay, so what is the next step? See, you have to identify which face is near to the observer. Here, to write the final front view, you need to check which face is the near to the observer. See, here the bottom face is nearer to the observer. So what we have to do, first you have to zoom this area. That is the only information that we required. Okay, take a line command, thickness must be 0.5. So the face nearer to the observer must be dark, that is C1 to B1, B1 to A1, A1 dash to D1 dash and back to C1 dash. The next step is outermost must be dark. See, B1 dash to B dash, B dash to A dash to D dash and D dash to D1 dash. After this, so in the bottom face, identify the top corner after the boundary. So this is the top corner in the bottom face. So the vertical edge which is going from A1 dash to A dash will be dark. So now you identify which is the untouched corner. C dash is the untouched corner. So therefore what we have to do, and select this must be placed inside the parenthesis. What is the meaning of that? It is a invisible corner. Okay, place inside the parenthesis. Now take a line command, thickness must be 0.5 and dashed lines from C dash to B dash. It is invisible. C dash to D dash is invisible. Next C dash to C1 dash, it is also invisible. And finally you have to draw the projection of centers and you need to locate the center and also have to draw the axis line. Okay, so this is what the problems related to solids first problem. I hope you understood how to use the tools. In the next class I am going to teach you how to do the beta angle problem. So that is will be the one, another demonstration will be there. So this is what the final views, first step, second, and this is the final step. Okay, thank you, namaste.